There we go. Hello, all. Your benevolent coach, El Grinnell here, bringing you all things happy and healthy. And I'm super excited this month to bring you something even more unique and exciting on the road to happy and healthy. So we've done sound bathing and we've done Reiki and we've done a variety of other unique ways to be able to get the results you're looking for without having to be on a diet or, run or whatever other horrible things, be on a crazy diet. So I hope that you will keep an open mind with what we're about to talk about because I feel like it's super cutting edge. And when I learned about it, I researched it like crazy and became such a fan of the process that I joined in on what's called wearable nutrition. Super cool. And but I wouldn't have known about it if I hadn't have met Marilyn. And so Marilyn also lives in Honolulu, but we met and we chatted. And that same day, I said, "Can I come over? Do you have wearable nutrition at your house? Because I need it." It happened just that fast, and I'm still a fan. I'll talk about that later. But for now, let me have Marilyn tell you her story about this whole process and how it applies to you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Elle.
Sure.
So, a little backstory. About 3 years ago, I was 180 pounds and I ended up in the ER being treated for a heart attack because it felt like something was squeezing my heart and I couldn't breathe. And they pumped me full of medication. It was very scary, very painful. And when I saw my doctor after, she said, "You're pre diabetic, you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol." And I actually did a sleep test that confirmed I stopped breathing when I slept. So I was also hooked onto a CPAP machine every night. And she said, "I want you to take medication." But I had just come from the ER being pumped full of that medication. It made me feel horrible. And I knew that if I were to get a side effect, that she'll put me on another and another and another because my doctor is kind of medication happy. So I told her, please let me find something natural. And if I can't, we'll come back to this discussion of medicine. And so a friend reached out to me with a keto company, and I started doing that program. And over the next 12 months, was able to lose 60 pounds, and all the health issues went away. So no more pre-diabetes, no high blood pressure, no high cholesterol, and I got rid of the CPAP machine. So I'm just super thankful for that. But learning more about nutrition, I realized I have two boys. They're 7 and 11, and they only eat four food groups: pizza, chicken nuggets, french fries, and waffles. And as you know, that has no nutritional value whatsoever, right? So I thought I need to get them some of these supplements from that company. And I would hide it in homemade ice cream. I would try to bribe them, and I even tried to force them at one point, which just caused a lot of fights and tears. And it wasn't worth it to me. So I ended up just giving up. And then in March of this past year, two of the top leaders from that keto company, they decided to branch off with a third silent partner to start Innovative Nutrition. And this is what we're doing. We're spreading a new way to take and absorb nutrition through wearable patches. And I thought maybe the kids will be more open to this since it has nothing to do with orally, right?
Mhm.
So, gosh, they love it. They wear their daytime patches and their nighttime patches. And something that happened during quarantine is my oldest, he's actually diagnosed with autism level 1 with ADHD. And he started having meltdowns and episodes every night, just crying for hours that he's afraid he's going to lose us. And I didn't know what to do. I would massage his feet, I would pray with him, and I end up just holding him and rocking him every night until 2 a.m. until he fell asleep out of exhaustion. And it took a consistency over 2 months, but it went from hours and hours of meltdowns to 5 minutes and sometimes even less. So he still does it. Again, last night he was afraid he was going to lose us, just crying. But I remind myself, I'm thankful it's just 5 minutes and not hours and hours anymore. So, everything is all natural. There's no synthetics. And that's why I don't mind putting it on the kids and the whole family. And it is slow releasing over a period of 8 hours. And then after 8 hours, you just use some carrier oil or baby oil to help take it off. And people have been finding, because it's going through their skin into their bloodstream, bypassing their gut, things that they're normally allergic to is not going to have a problem because it's not going through whatever's happening in your digestive system. So just super thankful to have found something that can really help people who maybe have a hard time swallowing or
Mhm.
cannot swallow for whatever reason, maybe they don't know how.
Mhm.
So that's the people I've been loving to help.
And so, you said you were 180, and how tall are you?
Oh, yes, I'm 4'9", so I'm very short, and 180. I was actually 190 when I was pregnant, but I would 180 after. But that's just, it was so unhealthy. I just
Mhm.
got winded just walking. So
Right.
it was, yeah, it was really a challenging time back then, but it has been a journey, towards health. And I'm
Mhm.
super thankful for this journey because I wouldn't be where I am today without it.
And so, I'm making an assumption here that that scare, your health scare, was part of what affected your son, right? To being afraid to lose you, and so you were able to kind of bring it around to you're healthier, you're available, right? So, um, beyond just the patches, I think when we lead by example and we create that ripple effect, that the whole planet's a better place, right? When we decide to make that shift and get out of our rut.
Yeah.
So,
And my kids
um,
are so happy every time I give them the choice between vitamins or patches, they always choose the patches.
yay, because we all know that our soil's not the same, right? So even if we're eating well, we're not necessarily getting the benefits that we used to get 20 or more years ago. And our world is faster. Well, 2020's fast and slow, but but prior to that, right? It's hard to be able to feed our children well, um, when you've got sports and if you're a single mom or any of that kind of stuff. So I don't want to say this is a simple fix. To me, the reason why I got on board was because it's just logical. It just makes sense. If somebody says, you know, you can drive to New York from California without a map, or you can drive with a GPS. Like, your choice. You'll get there either way, right? But why not be smart? So the first thing, because I'm a fitness professional, and I have, like most people do, issues with comfort food, snacking late at night, or, whatever dietary weaknesses. And since COVID, I've not been teaching my fitness classes. So my weight has been creeping on like it has with lots of people. And so this one's called Ignite. This was the one I ran to your house for. It's like, I need this now. And so by wearable, it means if you can see, I just have it on a large muscle group, basically above your heart. It's that simple. And what it has done for me is no cravings and no hangry, no like dips. Um, and that was something that was very common for me. If I would forget to eat and wouldn't have some nuts or something, I would get very grumpy, lightheaded, make bad food choices. So none of that. It's just easier to make better food choices because I never feel like I'm starving. So I don't want to say it's making me not hungry. It's giving me the nutrition that I'm missing, so that I'm not hungry for junk food or fast food or whatever, because there's no nutrition there, right? So my body's, I mean, I like salads, but more often my body's saying, we'd like a salad today. It's like, that sounds good. So I've been a fan. There were, it just makes sense to me because I'm a huge fan of doTERRA, and I have all my little supplements that I really enjoy it, and I know they also work. But one, two, three, four, five. So I have 7 of them. This one's empty right now. And this program is not this. So I still do this, but I'm a bigger fan of the patches. Anyhow, that being said, you were kind enough to gift me when I got those a sheet of sleep patches. And I am a very good sleeper, but on occasion I'm not. And so when I'm going to fly the next day, I'm a horrible sleeper. I'm so worried that I'm going to miss my flight. So I recently had a trip. So I put on the sleep patch, and I have my halo that tells me how well I sleep. And I slept as well that night pre-flight as I've done any night. Like, it was a normal night's sleep, which for the last 30, 40 years, I've never slept well the night before a flight. So, it's one of those things, doesn't make you groggy and all that kind of stuff. It just allows you to get into that natural, REM deep sleep cycle. So thank you for gifting me those. It's kind of like, because I'm a good sleeper, they're for special occasions, like sparkly nails or whatever. So
You're welcome. I'm glad it helped you. It's amazing.
anyhow, yes. So I was able to use it, and saw on one episode, saw a benefit. So anyhow, I'm a fan, because I'd love everybody to be off their diabetes and their cholesterol meds, and because they do have side effects. I would love it to be as simple as, if you think about that, it just gets absorbed into the body, because there's been tons of documentaries where they show um, the when people take vitamins, drugstore vitamins, how it just goes through your system and it ends up in your poop. It doesn't even have zero benefit. So anyhow, the benefits are there. Um, I'm not getting any money at all whatsoever for telling you how much I'm a fan of this product. I feel like I want to say that as well, but I just feel so grateful that we met and the timing was perfect. Is there anything you want to add, Marilyn?
Yeah. Um, for me, I have a sensitive stomach. I didn't know
Mm.
that until I started taking vitamins. So if anybody has a sensitive stomach, this is really good for them because, again, it's getting through your skin into your bloodstream. So I have been sick multiple times just taking vitamins and not either on an empty stomach or not with enough food. So if you have ever, experienced something like that, this is something that you won't have to worry about as well.
Or if you have trouble swallowing pills, which is a lot of people.
Yeah. So I have clients that are, sometimes bedridden because
Mm.
of for whatever reason, and they're still able to get their nutrition. And the kids who are taking care of them are having peace of mind that their parents are still getting what they need without having to swallow pills.
Mhm. And especially, I didn't really realize it, getting children to swallow pills. They do make them in chewables, but again, they have so many byproducts in chewables for children. It's like, oh, that's not healthy. But
And
it's
my
the
kids have ADHD, so you don't want to be giving them more sugar and
right.
dyes.
Yes. So then also, I'll put in our chat that you have some stuff coming up in January that they can be a part of. I'll give the
Right.
link to be able to reach you. They can look at the site and look at all the products. I would just like to say that I looked at every single product, because in order for me to be standing here and saying, I want you all to do this, I have to know with all my heart that I'm making an amazing recommendation. And so you can do the same thing. You can look at what's in it and how it's formulated and all of that. And it's pretty easy to do. It's not too technical. And then you can make those decisions yourself. But I'm just excited for this new process. I'm glad that you found it, because, excuse me, if you hadn't, I wouldn't have found it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
And
forgot to say we also have a wonderful Facebook testimony group. So, just reach out to me if you would want to be added. I can invite you and you can just read the different testimonies that people have
me,
had.
yay. Okay. Yeah, I need to do that for sure. Thank you for letting me know. And then I can put that in the group as well so you all can see. But you heard the verbal here. So if you all have any questions that perhaps you don't want to ask Marilyn, you can ask me. I'd be happy to answer anything about my experience with this. And I'm just super excited about something that is very easy. It's not a magic pill, and because there are no side effects. It is wearable nutrition, and it works. And yeah, that's that's all I. You just have to do it. That's all I can say. So anyhow, I would like to wish you all. So this will actually, you'll be watching this on day after Christmas. So let's tell everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
And in Hawaii, we say
Melikilikimaka.
Maka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian day. So until I see you all again, thank you for listening and aloha.
Aloha.